Well, hello, good evening, and welcome. I think Robert needs to turn his camera on, and hopefully things will spring into action. Hello, Robert. How you doing?
I was so excited that Sarah got in the room first that I forgot to turn my camera on.
No, it's great, isn't it?
It never happens.
First in.
10 minutes late.
That's all right.
I wish I had better news for you. Lots of things are moving forward, just not that site yet.
Well, we'll talk about that in a little bit, Sarah.
Later. This is a group. Oh, right, group. Sorry. Hey.
That's all right. Yeah.
Oh, right. Facebook. Sorry. Hi, Facebook. Okay. I'm going to stop talking.
That's all right.
Okay.
So, guys, welcome. If you're in the inner circle and you haven't hopped in yet, the link's inside the inner circle below the live video or somewhere near the live video. So you guys can hop in tonight. Well, I know some people are away, so we might have a few less on tonight, Robert, than normal. So
yeah, I mean it's the middle of summer. People are on vacation. It's understandable. But you know what? That's why what we do, and there's replays, and the inner circle members they ask their questions as they need to, and they get support when they need it.
Yeah, absolutely. But we've got some great stuff tonight. And if you're not part of the inner circle, well, you're going to miss out on it, plain and simple. Shall I tell them some of the things I'm talking about for the inner circle members?
Absolutely.
Well, we're going to share some bits and pieces anyway in here, but one of the things which which I'm happy to share, is why we love Gutenberg so much and Kadence. Now, Kadence is a theme builder, but the thing I love about Kadence compared to Elementor and compared to Divi is the fact that it doesn't need any graphical interfaces to load into. How many times, out of interest, guys, and you can comment on this video afterwards when you've watched it, whether it's on YouTube or in Facebook, that I've gone into Elementor to do an edit of some sort, and it's come up with this weird box in the middle going, page can't be loaded, can't call whatever it needs to call. All right. Now, that is really annoying. And there are fixes around it, depending on how you built your site. With Kadence, and this is the thing I love about Kadence, most of all, is it doesn't load into anything. It's just built in Gutenberg. It's there ready to roll. And the advantages of Kadence compared to a lot of other ones, it's the fact that if you use Gutenberg on its own, it's not completely clear on how to use it properly. With so Gutenberg, I found very clunky, very difficult to use, and they are improving it. Kadence theme and Kadence blocks makes my life 10 times easier to build on WordPress. It really does. If you like Elementor, if you like Oxygen Page Builder, if you like Divi, have a play. Do a blank WordPress site somewhere or in the subfolder if you know how to install that of WordPress. Have a play around with it. Install Kadence blocks is free. That's a plugin. The Kadence theme is free under themes. Just search for Kadence and install them. Have a little play. The difference between like Elementor and Kadence and Evening Ray, the difference between those two, in my opinion, is where the menus are. On Elementor, the tree is on the right hand side, where you can see what pages and what blocks you've got. On Kadence, it's on the left hand side, so you can sort of get the idea of which side what's on. Once you get used to it, it's amazing. But the thing I've noticed the most, and this is a high up ranking factor, is page speed.
Oh yeah.
Right. If you optimize your images, and there's Short Pixel and products like that that can optimize your images for you on your WordPress site to make your site load faster. All right. And even our DFY themes, we don't optimize the images because purely on the point of view that you will go in and probably put your own images in. So optimize your images. Now with Short Pixel, there's a free option on Short Pixel, if you go and search for it, that you can just pull your image in, say optimize it, download it, and then reload it back into WordPress and then add it back to where it should be and delete the old one. That's the slow way. The fast way is to buy Short Pixel. We're not an affiliate of them in any way. Buy Short Pixel itself, and then run their plugin, which will automatically update all the images inside of WordPress to the right size. So you sort your images out, you run in Kadence, and you'll find that on average, I did a test on a site a little while ago with with Elementor and with Kadence. And I built the same pages, same sort of columns, same images all the way down. And Elementor was about 56% roughly on speed on desktop and 28% on mobile, compared to Kadence was 98% on desktop and 89% to 90% on mobile. And I did a few more tweaks myself, and I got it up to 95% with Kadence. And speed is one of the major ranking factors at the moment, along with some other bits and pieces, which, by the way, right, we are going to share some inner circle stuff. Like, for an example, the latest Google update back in May is going to affect your website. It's going to affect your website. But what can you do about it? Well, we're going to share that in the inner circle only. That's the advantage of being a member of the inner circle.
Absolutely.
And some people say there's not a lot you can do about it because they're all vague, but we found some things in the last few weeks that will help you push your site back up to where it needs to be. That's all I'm going to say in the free groups at the moment. I know, sorry, it's cruel, but we have to give value to our paid members. That's why they are inside the inner circle. If you want to join, dfymagicthemes.com/live for you.
Nice. The other thing, just that before we click out of that, I saw a post this week, and it was talking about the expense of themes that are out there. And
yes,
you know, when it comes down to local business, local companies that have their websites, and they don't know any better. They're not in the know of all of the things that we do every day, right? So they don't know there's access to free themes and better themes than what they already have. And they're spending, I mean, anywhere between $1,100 a year and $2,000 or over $2,000 a year for some theme that they think they gotta have for their business. In reality, it can be replaced with a free theme that's better than what they already have, but they don't know that. And that's just being like up to date on technology and what's going on out there. And that's kind of our job as website builders, to share that, or let them keep what they have or make it better, and then you make that money, depending what your business model is. But the reality is this, what you already said, Stephen, you gotta have page speed. It's a ranking factor. You gotta have the things that Google wants if you want your sites to rank. And it's all part of it. So the builds, you know, we went over this a little bit last week where Kadence and Gutenberg, for me, it was different when I first started, but it's like everything else. Once you get used to it, it's a piece of cake. But in the beginning, you get used to Elementor, you get used to all these bells and whistles that it has, but all those bells and whistles that it has is what's making it so much slower. You know, they're adding a bunch of extra utilities and extra functions, and all of that matters. You know, 30 years ago, you used to write programs that were so specific that every bit and every byte mattered. Now with the availability of storage, we can be sloppy, we can be, you know, not so precise, and that's what's happening. So yeah, let's continue on. I mean, for me, there is nothing else to build. It's Gutenberg, Kadence, WordPress, and we just keep doing our thing.
Do you know what I love about Kadence as well? I got a message in the week going, do I need the pro version? You don't. All the pro version is going to give you is some extra elements and some extra bits and pieces in the background. For an example, if you wanted to create your own blocked club, there's a plugin that can do that with Kadence they supply. If you want to do some extra bits and pieces and features, like for example, their pro themes, you're going to need that if you like the pro theme. But to be honest, you can just install the free version that's inside the WordPress repo. Download that, install it, play around with it. I love some features like copy and paste, which we've mentioned before. I'm not going to mention it now. And there's so much you can do with it. That's why we switched over. There's a couple of reasons we switched over. Elementor did a big update and messed all our themes up because we work with Magic Page plugin. And if you have either too many plugins in your WordPress install, that can cause a conflict. I had a friend of mine who had Divi. They did a major update on Divi a while back, and it conflicted with all the plugins that were installed inside of WordPress and crashed his site. Now with Kadence, the cool thing about it is it's Gutenberg. Gutenberg is WordPress. And so far, every time we've done an update, I haven't had anything go wrong.
It's at the time it happened, which was quite a ways back.
Yeah,
it was like, what are we going to do? But now, after we sorted it out very quickly, it was a blessing in disguise because now the builds are so much better, so much faster. The outcome is so much better. So, like you said, there is no question which way to go and which way to build. And I know where we're staying.
Yeah.
It's sometimes staying where you're comfortable is not always the best answer for you, but you have to do what you have to do. Yeah. And what we're going to tell you is get into Kadence and use it, the blocks builder, and it just works. It's just the easiest way to do things.
Now, one other thing I want to say, I have found some great Google Chrome extensions to help you with your SEO, right? And now, I always recommend one thing: download the other plugin, the other WordPress browser. It's gone out of my head. It's like Chrome. It'll come back to me in a minute. It's been one of them days, though, isn't it?
Brave
Brave. Thank you, Robert. So install Brave as a spare browser. It's like Chrome without all the junk in it. Have that installed and use that with just one of your major plugins that you like using, and then you use Google Chrome for all your plugins. And it means because the more extensions you add to a browser, the slower it's going to get, or it's going to mess up. For the example, I love using LastPass to save a lot of my passwords in. So I use Brave and LastPass to do anything sort of online if I've got to log in. Then on Google Chrome, I'll have all my test stuff, all my test extensions installed. And there are two great extensions I'm going to share only with the InCircle tonight, just to make people happy. And these are just fantastic. One that will help you look at your website in a different way and counteract the last lot of Google updates, which is awesome. And the other one is to test inside your browser the speed of your website, and we'll be doing that. So Sarah says never use Brave but love LastPass. So like I said, Brave is just like Google, but with half the crap they put in the background, really. And like I said, I use Brave purely for LastPass, so I can log into my accounts, and then I use Google Chrome for my testing, playing around, seeing if things are working right. And it also means, and the other one I use is Firefox, and I set Firefox up in the background to say delete all cookies and cache as I leave. And the reason I do that is sometimes you'll get an error on a website that isn't loading, whether that's, I had a problem with eBay the other day, or you may have a problem with one of your own websites that you've cleared the cache on the website and it's still not loading right. So if you've got one browser that you can open up and just go, let me just check that site on that browser, well, it's still not loading right, that must be them. Must be something wrong on the site, or plug it, or if your own site a plugin or something. So and there's little videos on YouTube showing you how to tick the box to say delete all cookies and cache as I exit. So when you close off that browser, it's a clean browser when you switch it back on. So I use Firefox for that. I use Brave just to log into sites with LastPass, and then I use Google Chrome for all my other extensions. And if there's nothing else that you want to add tonight, Robert, I think it's going to be time to say goodnight to the free groups.
we're gonna do our Q&A as we always do. So any questions that came up during the week, we'll try to get them answered during the call. If we don't get them answered, you can always turn in a support ticket. But there's there was one question in the group and I can't remember what the question is at the moment. I should have written it down, but I did.
But on the Q&As, we can go and see if we can find it.
Yeah, that's true. So that's it for now. I mean, we've said it again over and over again that this is a lonely business. The DFY inner circle is worth 10 times any payment that you'll see on there, because it gets you faster builds. It gets you over the bumps in the road, and you have to take advantage of the things that are in front of you. Sometimes an open door of opportunity closes because we don't know how long we're going to do the inner circle. And if you're not part of it, you didn't get sites built. I mean, we've talked to people during the week that wish that they had jumped in on the original webinar that we did, but those deals are closed up and done. But anyways, that's
just to add to that as well, Robert. One thing I will say, as we grow and grow and grow, when we get to a certain number of people on the Zoom calls, we have to then say, well, we need to make it manageable so we can allow we don't want to be on here all night answering lots of questions.
right.
So the way we're going to do that is we're going to double the price. So when we get up to a certain number that we are comfortable with, we're going to double the price per month to make it more expensive to get in. Why? Because if we've got 100 people in here all wanting to ask questions, it becomes very difficult. You're going to be all night. So we're going to have, to get that window down, we put the price up to bring less people in. And
Correct.
that will happen eventually. But in the meantime, if you want to know what's happening, you need to join the inner circle. And we're now going to switch over to that only. And I'm going to share the thing about the extensions that are super exciting. This is going to really help you rank your sites and make Google happy. But in the meantime, I'm going to press play on this.